The Frog King. In olden times, when wishing still helped, there lived a king whose daughters were all beautiful. But the youngest was so lovely that even the sun, which had seen so much, marveled whenever it shone upon her face. One day, the king's daughter was playing with her golden orb beside a well. She tossed the ball into the air. It slipped from her hand and rolled into the deep well. She began to weep bitterly. Suddenly, a frog poked its head out of the water and asked her why she was so sad. She said, "Oh, I've dropped the golden orb into the well." The frog promised to help her, but only if she would promise in return to love him, let him sit at her table and sleep in her bed. She promised him all that, though she never meant to keep her word. The frog dove down, retrieved the ball, and handed it to the beautiful princess. But as soon as she had it in her hand, she turned and ran away. The next day, the frog came to the castle and knocked at the door. When the king learned what had happened, he said, "What you've promised, you must keep." So the frog was led inside, sat beside her at the table, and later demanded to be taken to her bed. At this, the princess became angry, picked up her frog, and threw him at the wall with all her might. She was crying, "Now you'll have your peace, you nasty frog!" But as soon as he hit the wall, he transformed into a handsome prince. He explained that he had been enchanted by a wicked witch, and that only she could break the spell. Now that the curse was lifted, he took her as his wife. The next morning, a carriage arrived, drawn by 8 white horses. The prince's servant, faithful Henry, had also come. Out of grief of his master, he had bound his heart with 3 iron bands, so it would not break. But now that his lord was free, the bands sprang from his chest with a loud crack of joy. And so they returned together to the prince's kingdom, and they lived happily ever after. The illustration I painted shows the frog in mid-air transforming into the prince. He already has a human-like body shape, but still a human-sized frog head, a human neck. He is wearing a long red coat that flows around him. His left arm and right leg are already human size, but still green like frog. And his right hand just transformed into a human hand. He's smiling at it. And his left leg is also already shaped like a human. He's wearing blue trousers and blue shoes.